Hello aspirants. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the 90-day strategy that we have formulated in order to crack the legal reasoning portion of CLAT 2025. This portion has been divided into 3 sections, that is what you should be doing for 3 weeks in the initial stage, 3 weeks in the middle stage and 3 weeks at the end. Right? So first let's understand the basics of what this section contains. As you know, the weightage of this is nearly 28 to 32 questions and we see often that 32 questions are asked. Right? If you see there is a negative marking that follows for all other sections as well, that is +1 minus 0.25 negative marking system is there. Now, if we come to how you have to formulate or how you have to arrange your remaining 90 days in order to excel in legal reasoning portion, this is the first slide that I have made which discuss about what you should be doing in first 3 weeks. Right here in week 1 to week 3, what I tell my students is you have to understand the basic operation of law. Right? Now students don't understand who make law in this country. Law can be made by the parliament, the president, or sometimes the law making power is delegated to executive bodies. IAS officers can make laws, right? Regulatory bodies are there, SEBI, RBI, these can make laws. Although we use the common word law, but it can be promulgated by different people. And depending on who is promulgating, the effect of law changes. For example, a president can, when there is no parliament, pass an ordinance which stays in power for 6 months. But if you look at how the ordinance is interpreted, it's just like any other law. If an ordinance violates any of your fundamental rights, it is struck down unconstitutional by courts. Similarly, if you look at delegated legislation, you often see rules, IT rules in or say any other SEBI rules are there, a lot of rules are there. What are these rules? How are they different from normal sections or articles? All these are common understanding that you are supposed to have. Right? What legislature does is, the parliament does is, it gives its law-making power to certain executive bodies like SEBI. It says that through this act, I am giving you power as and when required, you can make rules in order to regulate your specific domain. So try to understand what is state, what are fundamental rights, how do state make laws, who implement laws, when it can be challenged in court, what is the basic application of all these things, right? The basic operation of laws. Who make law, who interprets it, who are the parties who are supposed to, bring it to the court, how does the court rule it as being constitutional or unconstitutional, or say valid or invalid. All those concepts are something that you have to understand. In order to do that, go to the constitution, understand the basic functionaries given in the constitution. Try to understand the different chapters. You don't need to memorize anything, but try to understand what are the basics of law, what are different kind of laws. Right? You can also search for some of the recent legal development, right? Go to Google, search for some legal news, go to the news column and check what kind of law is it, right? What is the court saying on it? All these are something that are very important, right? Now here I have given defining or say statutes, rules, ordinance, how do they differ, roles of constitution, that's something I was telling you, right? So once you are clear with all these basics, the second most important portion, that is the core of CLAT 2025 legal reasoning, that is application of law. Understand the application of law, right? If you take any of the previous year question paper, you would see the most basic way of asking question in legal reasoning is, say that in passage, they will give you a law and they will write it down that this law will come in effect from this date, but it has been implemented 2 weeks back. Now, what is implementation? What is passing of a bill? When does the law come into effect? Sometimes it happens that a law is already there, the law is changed, say it was amended, also the court gave some clarification. Now, how do you apply that? Can you apply a change in law to something that happened before that law was changed? Say in 2009, a law was brought that was changed in 2016. For an incident that happened in 2013, does the law operates? All these things are very something basic on which the CLAT consortium usually asks question, right? As I've told you, the dates are the most basic level of asking the interpretation of law. Apart from that, application of law, interpretation of law, apart from that, very important portion is also about definitions, the entities, right? Think of this, a family law, right? What is the extent of application of family laws? Does family law apply in, say, live-in relationships? Try to ask yourself this question, right? Go to Google, search family law maintenance provision, or say divorce provision, or whatever, child custody provision, someone who is in live-in relationship, will the family law govern it? How would it govern it when the basic words which are used in family law are husband and wife? Can we say that a person who is living in, who is in live-in relationship are husband and wife? What is this that the court is saying? So that is also one pillar of application of law, right? Like that, there can be many different verticals on which application of law can be tested. What you have to do is go visit previous year question paper, read the passages and see what aspect of application are they asking, what aspect of interpretation are they asking. Right, few years back there was this question on consumer protection, right? They were asking all the questions, almost 3 to 4 questions were all parallel and they were all on single concept, that is, who would amount to a consumer. But if you look at the definition in the passage, it was little confusing and the answers to the question changed. Although the facts look very similar, the answer changed depending on what color do you give. So this is very important and I would suggest you all these things to follow in order for you to understand what is this application part or what is this interpretation part that I'm talking about. Right? If you look here, I have given basic interpretation of laws. You can go to some previous year, some landmark judgments, see what the court says about law, how courts interpret law. Right? What is the meaning of shall, may? Right? Shall and may, although they look like complementary words, but there's a huge difference. Shall makes something mandatory, may makes it a discretion of the body, right? So all these things are there. Then understand basic things like retrospective, prospective laws. How does the law apply? Is it from the day it is made, or is it from previous date, or is it from future date, right? Or all these things are there that you have to follow in order for you to understand what is interpretation portion that is asked, right? You can do this in good 3 weeks, starting from 4th week to the 6th week. And then we come to the 7th to 9th week. Here you have to practice mock papers. Right now, this is something that I have been telling students, that when you practice, everyone tells that practice is very important. Practice, practice and practice. But what is this practice about? For me, practice is in 2 verticals. First type of practice where you attend mocks and everything is to enrich your understanding. Right? You don't need to actually keep a timer and then do the legal reasoning portion. Right? You can do one question now, one question later. Say you did passage now, you read a passage, you are on a train, or say you are in a cab, you can solve the questions. The ultimate purpose of solving mocks that way, without timing, without constraint, is that to understand what law is saying in the passage or how the questions are asked. For this, you can refer to all our mocks that we provide at Abhyas. All of them are ingrained with or embedded with very good questions, which gives you this aspect of critically thinking about laws, right? The different vertical that is there, which I usually say, one is learning, that is without timer, without any constraint, learn. The other is acclimatizing, that is try to put timer, try to put noise so that you feel like you're sitting in actual exam, right? Now, a lot of students do this, that they give 40 minutes for legal reasoning portion, but it turns out that legal reasoning was very easy. Now, when the paper is very easy, say legal reasoning portion is very easy, do you actually need to give 40 minutes? No. Then you have to be little flexible to your strategy, right? That's why I usually say this, having strategy is one thing, having flexibility to strategy is another very important thing. So when you do this second aspect, keeping timer and everything to acclimatize to the exam condition, there you have to be very careful that how do you change your strategy as per the need, right? Say if the paper is tough, you need to slow down. If the paper is easy, you need to step up, or say you have to do it in a much faster way, right? Or else it can be a possibility that the passages are very tough, very difficult to comprehend, but the questions are dead easy. In that case, what to do? Now, all these things, there is no straight away single formula. All you have to do is you have to practice so that biologically your brain understands that when this level of toughness comes, I have to slow down. If this is how the passage comes, I have to speed up, because somewhere in other portion, say legal came easy, somewhere logical or English would be tough, right? I have to conserve my energy, right? All this management is another aspect that comes in practice. So in practice, 2 things are there. Learning. You don't need to necessarily solve it also. Just look at the key, look at the questions, go on straightforward. Understanding, developing the understanding towards the subject. The second one is actually suiting yourself or making yourself prepare for the actual exam. That is as if you're sitting in the exam hall and as if everything is going against you. How do you manage yourself in that moment? That is something you learn from putting timer or putting a noise or putting some kind of disturbance. Or say you usually do in 40 minutes legal reasoning, 40 minutes, 35 minutes, you cut it down to 25 minutes only to test what would happen if I am left with only 25 questions. So this is something that you have to again do in the remaining weeks. Right? Recommended resources, as I've been telling you, ALP mocks, Abhyas Law Prep mocks are of great use. We are also coming up with some wonderful mocks in coming time, which will reflect only current legal contemporary issues. That is legal passages which are sourced from this year's article. Right? Starting from January to October. You can have all those resources from our Law Prep website, Abhyas Law Prep website. You can also refer to our Skill Builder and various other books. Truly wonderful. All the questions are prepared in a way that it suits what actually is asked in the exam. So these two resources that you can access, you can go to the Abhyas Law Prep website, and from there you can do the inquiry as to how you can avail or how you can get these resources. This is our website. I hope that these resources will be definitely useful, but don't constrain yourself to anything. There are ocean of articles are there on internet. Just search for legal. Search for different types of law and try to understand what is going on in this country. Right? Try to understand what law does to different players in a specific domain. Corporate law is there. Right? What it does to the shareholders, what it does to the company itself, or say a borrower, or say a person who is a creditor. Right? How does it treat? What is the state's duty in regulating companies? Can it interfere into the business of the companies? There are so many articles. Although I suggest that please do cover all the resources of Abhyas Law Prep. Plus, don't restrict yourself. Even if you have 1 minute of time, you're sitting somewhere, take out your phone, scroll and learn as much as possible. The more you read, the better you are prepared for this exam. That's what I believe. With that, we have come to end. I hope this was a useful video. Thank you so much for watching.